Hello and welcome to rating the Dark Souls Remastered bosses based on how well I think a first date would go with them. We're going to go through all the bosses from Dark Souls Remastered and we're basically just going to discuss how well I think a first date would go with them, with S being we really hit it off, definitely second date in the bag, maybe even more, we're planning for our futures together, and D being we didn't I walked out of the date, it was so bad. So let's start off with the Four Kings. I don't know what order they're in. I just found this online, but Four Kings. First of all, there's four of them. I consider that a considerable knock, at least a B tier. I mean, I'm really into one-on-one. I want to feel that connection to the person I'm on a date with. So the Four Kings, I really don't feel that. He also lives in the Abyss, which you need the Abyss ring to go there. So it might be a struggle for me to ever meet him and meet his family, who probably lives in the Abyss too. So that's pretty bad. And the Four Kings, they also don't speak. That's a considerable knock. I like to have conversational. I like to have a bond and a friendship with the person I'm dating. So if they can't speak, that's a big problem. So Four Kings, D tier, probably walking out of that date, maybe not even going at all. Next is the Gaping Dragon. Now there is only one Gaping Dragon, so gets points there. It's really personal between me and the Gaping Dragon. He does live in the sewer, or the depths, whatever it is. Probably smells terrible, and he's a dragon. There's a considerable size difference between us. The typical height is about like 3 inches. Pretty sure the Gaping Dragon is many feet bigger than me, probably 100 feet bigger than me. So, I think Gaping Dragon, that's a D tier as well. Great Gray Wolf Sith, I, he's a dog. He's a dog. You wouldn't date a dog, but he's loyal. He's loyal. Sif guarded his owner's grave for a really long time. I don't know what the time difference between Artorias dying and the main game taking place is, but Sif was there a while, man, and for that loyalty, he gets at least a C tier, even though I wouldn't really date a dog personally. Gwyn, Lord of Cinder. Now, Gwyn might seem like an evil guy. He prolonged the Age of Fire. He made the world as crappy as it is. But if Gwyn is willing to sacrifice himself to the flame for his power, think about what he'll do to you. If he loves you, he would sacrifice himself for you. I'm just thinking that loyalty might carry over. There's one of him. He's powerful. He owns an entire kingdom. I like rich people. So I think Gwyn, Lord of Cinder, might actually this we're gonna debate this later, but he gets at least an A tier, might maybe even S tier, because he owns like all of Anor Londo would be yours. He would sacrifice that. He would curse the undead forever for you. Like that might be S tier, but we'll come back to that one. Next is Iron Golem. Now Iron Golem, uh, it's one on one. He's pretty tall compared to me, probably like at least 30 feet higher than me. He's made of metal, or I don't even know if he's a robot or if I guess he's a golem, whatever that means. So he's made of metal. This might be a B tier. He's pretty stupid. He hangs out in that like Sif's fortress or Sen's fortress, not Sif. Sen's fortress. That place is pretty mean looking, pretty ugly. A lot of traps in there, but I mean that's property, and property's expensive these days. So Iron Golem, I give him a solid B tier. Moonlight Butterfly. Well, it is a butterfly. It's huge. I don't know if it's a he or she, but who really cares? Um, he just chills in the air. He doesn't really speak. That's a D. That's a C tier right there. I mean, I wouldn't walk out of it because Moonlight Butterfly, it's got that nice music, very pretty. I mean, it's a cool piece of nature, I guess. So I don't think the date would go that bad compared to Gaping Dragon or Four Kings. Next is Nito, Nito the Gravelord. Now Nito the Gravelord does possess a Lord Soul. I mean the Four Kings did too, but Nito has like a real Lord Soul. He's in the opening cutscene, so he's got that prestige. So at least above a D tier. I like dating someone with prestige, someone with power. Nito has the power of the undead, and Neo always has a gang of skeletons around him, so he's got like friends. You're not dating a loner or a loser. Nito's like cool. He lives in the catacombs, which is really creepy, but it is what it is. I assume Nito can speak. I mean, he must. He doesn't speak to you, but I'm pretty sure he can speak. So Nito gets he's probably in between C and B. I'll give him B for now. Ornstein and Smo. First of all, Ornstein and Smo are probably lovers themselves. I don't know why they'd be dating me. I mean, they chill together all the time. Like they just sit in that room waiting for you. So they're already like linked. I don't want to mess with that. So I think Ornstein and Smo probably C tier, you know, because they do have that pretty room in Outer Orlando, but I don't want to mess up their relationship. But just because they have that nice cool armor and they're up here or they could give me a room in Outer Orlando. That's cool. So they go above D tier, but I don't want to mess up their relationship because Ornstein and Smo are totally lovers. I mean, come on, let's be real. Pinwheel, um, Pinwheel's weird. He casts illusions. He could probably gaslight me like really well, and I'm not a big fan of that. So Pinwheel probably gets a D because he's also like a weird, creepy guy who like plays with corpses, and that's just like not my style really. Like I don't. He just hangs out in the catacombs playing with corpses, and he like casts illusions. It's just all strange, and I don't want to be associated with that. And he's weak. He's really weak. Probably the weakest boss in the game. So I would not associate myself with weak people personally. Sif the Scaleless. Sif had the power of immortality. That's pretty powerful. Sif chills in a tower. Oh, he owns the Duke's archives. That's pretty cool. He's got all that knowledge for you. So Sif probably goes here. He's pretty, I guess. I mean, he's like snow and whatever. That's cool. He's got the crystal caves, kind of pretty. I assume Sif can speak. He made like a contract with, I think, Gwyn to like fight the dragons who came before humanity in the Dark Souls lore. So Sif must be like he must be able to speak or communicate. So I don't think that'd be a problem. Sif actually might get an A because Duke's Archives kind of cool. Um, he's got all these ice soldiers. He's pretty powerful. He owns a jail. Maybe we're into that, and Sif puts me in his jail. I don't think we should get into it more than that. This is just a first date, but I think me and Steve could go somewhere compared to all the others. Asylum Demon. Now, Asylum Demon, you know, he does got that fat ass though. Like, it's huge. It's huge, man. So that's got to be a B right there. He's the first boss you meet. He was really eager to meet you, and I feel like he'd be really eager to meet me on this first date. Asylum Demon owns the asylum. Obviously, it's just an asylum, but asylums. I could be into that. I could be into that. So I think Asylum Demon gets a solid B tier. Just for the looks and being so eager. I'll give Stray Demon. Nah. Asylum Demon actually, with that figure, with that form, he gets a A. But Stray Demon and where the hell's the Demon Fire Stage? They're like the same but worse. They're like the copycats, so they'll go here. We don't need to talk about them. Taurus Demon. Taurus Demon's forgettable. I feel like I'd be talking to Taurus Demon. Let's just say we go to a cafe. I'm talking to Taurus Demon at the cafe, and I've forgotten his name halfway through. I don't even know who this guy is. He's just so forgettable. Because you fight him on the bridge, that's cool, but he's just a dude. And by the end of the game, there's like a bajillion Taurus demons in the demon ruins. So I don't think we gel right. Now the bed of chaos. The bed of chaos. You know, maybe in the current times, she's a bug and she's a weird tree flaming monster. But in the past, she was the daughters of Izalith, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, they might have been kind of cute. I don't know. I think the Bed of Chaos was an intellectual. They were the Chaos Witches. They casted magic. They had to be pretty smart. I like that in a girl. Pretty smart. So I think the Bed of Chaos actually gets like an A tier. Maybe even S tier if she brings along the daughters of Izalith with her. But I digress. It's only the one Witch of Izalith or whatever her name is. Next is Artorias the Abyss Walker. Artorias gets an S tier. Now, you might be wondering why. Well, first of all, he's a distinguished knight. Yeah, he was corrupted by the Abyss, So what? Everyone has their off days. He also owns a dog. Sif, I believe, is Artorias' dog, and owning a dog is automatically points for the first date. So I would say Artorias is doing great. Artorias owns a dog, so he gets an S tier, probably above Gwyn. Even though I haven't really been doing it based on left to right, like yeah, Artorias is better than Gwyn. Artorias was a distinguished knight. He had the title of like one of the four knights of Gwyn or whatnot. So yeah, I put Artorias up there. Black Knight Calamite. Wait. Black Dragon Calamite. My bad. Is a dragon. He's huge. This is like another D tier. I mean, I don't think we gel right. He's also like crippled, which nothing against crippled people, but I feel like most disabilities you can manage. It's not a problem, but Black Dragon Calamite got his wings shot off. I don't think there's any precedent for that. No one really like helps you with that. I wouldn't be prepared. I wouldn't be prepared, and it wouldn't be right for me to come in and not be able to help him. He needs a partner who understands what it's like to lose wings in a world of flying dragons. I just can't be that guy. So Black Dragon, we wouldn't gel right. We wouldn't gel right. Manus, Father of the Abyss. Now, uh, once again, I can't walk in the abyss. Manus is also pretty huge. This has got to be another D tier. Like I wouldn't date Manus. I mean, he's a crazy monster. He kidnapped that one girl. Like it just would not go well. It just would not go well. Sanctuary Guardian. This is another like Sif kind of one where the Sanctuary Guardian isn't actually an evil dude, but he's kind of just an animal. I mean, I don't really date animals unless they're the scaleless. Um, so yeah, Sanctuary Guardian can't even speak. Bell Gargoyle. It really isn't the Bell Gargoyle. It's the Bell Gargoyles, and they're together. So once again, I don't want to disrespect that. They can have fun together. I'm not going to get involved. Capra Demon. Uh, I hate the Capra Demon. He chills in that like abandoned alleyway, which is really suspicious with like two dogs. Yeah. Oh wait, he owns dogs. He owns dogs. So that's some points. Maybe even an A tier for owning two dogs. He does hang out in a suspicious alley though, so he loses points for that. Ceaseless Discharge. Now, I don't want to get into it too much because this will get really inappropriate really fast if I talk about the benefits of having ceaseless discharge with me on a date. But let's just say that me and ceaseless discharge, depending on the pace we're moving, could get somewhere. And that's why ceaseless discharge will get an S tier. Ceaseless Discharge also is really loyal. He was defending his sister's grave for like a really long time until you came and like literally stripped her corpse. Um, so yeah, points for loyalty, points for other things we won't discuss. Got to give it to Ceaseless Discharge. Centipede Demon. I don't really like centipedes. Nothing, it's just not. I'm just not into it. It's just not my style. So that's a D tier. I wouldn't date them. Chaos Witch Kalag. Now, if you, I, mm, I, I mean, she's kind of bad if you don't look at the spider legs. If you think about it, she's kind of bad. I would talk to her. She's probably an intellectual. Again, with the Chaos Witches, probably same as like Beta Chaos. She's a flaming monster who chills in like the depths of Blight Town, which is kind of like a gross place filled with like disease. But I mean, I've lived through COVID-19. I could wear a mask. Might be worth it. So next is Crossbeat Priscilla. I mean, come on, she's an S tier. Crossbeat Priscilla speaks English, which most of these people can't. She owns an entire realm in the painted world of Ariamis. She's she's humanoid. I'm into humanoids personally. Like Crossbeat Priscilla, S tier, probably like second best with Artorias. Artorias owns a dog. Crossbeat Priscilla doesn't own a dog. Dark Sun Gwendolyn. I actually never fought Dark Sun Gwendolyn, but I sort of know about him. He's a son of Gwyn, I think. So he's got some prestige. I think Dark Sun Gwendolyn might go into S tier. He speaks. He is loyal. He like kept Orlando going with those illusions for a while. So he's just a really helpful guy. and he seems nice. He seems pretty chill. I think on a first date, we're at the cafe, me and Dark Sun Gwendolyn could find some common ground, and we could really have some deep discussions and make it somewhere. I think that about wraps it up for the tier list. I mean, it's a pretty good tier list. Like I would definitely date everyone in the top five. Like the first date would go well. I would still like date them, though I wouldn't be like desperate for it. Everything below B tier and below, kind of like, not really into it, but maybe someone will surprise me. And I think you guys should comment down below who you would want to date from Dark Souls Remastered, and if I should do this for other games. I think I'll do an Elden Ring. Who's the best to date boss tier list. So thank you guys for watching. Have a good day.